What up? What up? Thank y'all for joining me again on another episode of The Spot. I am your host, Keith. Um, my next guest today is a great friend of mine. Uh, it's another one when we go back. I want to say a good 10, 11 years. We've been, what I'm saying? We've been solid. Back then, at these times, we lived a very young, wild, and free life. Um, some things I can say and some things I can't say we've done. Um, um, you know, we've been through our ups, we've been through our downs, but we always been solid. We always been family at the end of the day. It's given me some of the most laughable and insightful moments, and even moments that I needed to wake up in my life. He's brought me to those. Today he stopped by to bless me with, a good conversation, and I can't thank him enough for coming through. I'd like to introduce y'all to my partner, my boy, my friend, Devin Black.
My
What
man,
up, my brother?
my boy.
Man, thank you for coming through, man. I really appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir, bro.
How
No
you
problem.
doing today?
Man, I'm solid, man.
On this hot ass Sunday afternoon.
Oh man, we both wearing black.
My goodness, man.
We
You
got
looking good
our
though,
water,
man.
huh? Got our water
man,
together.
get your hydrate, get hydrated, man. It's one of these days out here.
Mm-hmm.
So, how's everything going, man? You looking good, man? What's been up lately, man?
Man, you looking good yourself, brother.
Appreciate it.
We both been on our grind, man, trying to get in shape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I try to work out at least 4 to 5 times a week.
Shit, I dig.
You know what I mean? I don't do cardio like you, which I should be doing. I'll lose some of this neck fat right here. I'm getting stronger. I've been working out my legs lately. They said don't skip leg day.
Right.
I've been doing that for a long time. So lately
sure.
I've been doing my calves and my quads and everything.
Right.
So I'm kind of sore right now.
Right. No, I dig. I could dig.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into it. Like, where are you from, man? What's your neck of the woods, man? Tell the people who don't know where are you from.
Compton, California, born and raised.
Okay.
I grew up with a big family on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's side of the family's out here in Cali. My dad's side of the family's out there in Texas.
Okay.
So growing up from being a kid to at least like teenage years to early 20s, I'll go out. I'll stay here the whole entire school year.
Yeah.
This is my home. And then during the summertime, I'll go out there to Texas.
Okay.
And I'll spend weeks, maybe months, maybe the whole summer.
Really?
Out there, yeah.
What part of Texas?
Austin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Yeah, the culture is out there is a lot different.
I can imagine. Cali is its own damn life out here.
Mm-hmm.
When you get out to them places where it's like, I went to visit Vincent out there in Oregon. It's just a different culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
California is just it's I think it's palm trees and beaches and this shit is it can get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can get there, but it's a different culture out in California.
And I saw you next to that waterfall.
Yeah,
that was a cool picture.
Yeah, man, I love that.
That's the album cover right there.
That was the trip for me. I wouldn't, that made the trip for me right there.
Right.
Just seeing the waterfalls and that like that pure water, man. It was just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful scene, man. My kids was there, my wife was there, so we just had a really good time, man. So
what's up? I just came from a trip in Idaho.
Okay.
I went out there. Me and my mom, we flew out there for my cousins. Popeye.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has a son named Tyson, 18 years old, past week. He wanted me to come out there for his 18th birthday.
Okay.
And then see a football game. So we went out there on a Friday. We flew from LAX to Las Vegas. Then got another plane from Las Vegas to Salt Lake City. Then had to take a bus to Utah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that whole damn near everything went wrong.
Damn.
Uber app didn't work. Nigga, one of the planes took off late.
Oh,
what I mean? Like we had once we landed in Salt Lake City, we had to damn near run to the catch the bus. Because the bus was supposed to take off at 12. We got there at 12:01.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah. But we went out there, man. Idaho, like I said, a whole different. It's so quiet out there.
Slow.
Slow. So it ain't nothing like here.
Right.
We fast. I mean, I like the fastness,
right.
But it's nothing like out there, man. Like everything is kind of close knit. All the schools, like literally are not that far away from apart.
Yeah. I could dig.
So my cousin that game was cold, man. Like it was 22-19.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
What position you play?
Huh?
What position you play?
Damn. Don't let me get the line. So just know that he plays both offense and defense.
Oh, he plays both sides of the line.
He's a big kid, but he's fast.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? So it works to his favor.
Okay, nice, nice. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. So I know you come from a background of acting.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's been your game for a while.
Yeah.
Ever since I've known you, I remember you going to auditions.
Mm-hmm.
And, some nights we could stay out too damn late because you had auditions the next morning. And shit.
Auditions and I'm doing the background, background acting. So that was, yeah. I
remember them days,
man.
Yeah, I remember them.
Out,
I couldn't stay out too long. Nah, like I gotta get up. I gotta
get 4 in the morning.
I got a 4 in the morning call. I'm like, oh shit. All right. So, but we were still there, man. But we always talk, like I said, about like the good old days.
Yeah.
Every time we link up, it's always a
fun
genuine,
laughs.
Talking about the 90s and the 2000s. Like we're both, you know what I'm saying? Like addicts and the nostalgia of that time period. I think that time period is what really made us kind of old soul generation, I like to say. Because,
it molded us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because we're multifaceted when it comes to culture-wise. We know our parents' adulthood culture, and then we know our teenage year culture. So we have a lot of years in the game. But go do you think, man? Who are some of your like biggest inspirations actor-wise? Like, I mean, we go from decade to decade to decade.
Yeah.
The 80s and 90s, the 2000s, 2010s. You know what I'm saying? Like, who were some of your biggest inspirations that made you say, "Hey, let me do this thing and act and get my shot at it"?
Let's see. Johnny Depp.
Okay.
Johnny Depp is a very versatile dude, man. He can play damn near anything.
Right.
You know what I mean, Denzel is a staple. When you talk about Denzel, especially black actors, Denzel is like the pinnacle.
Right.
There ain't too many brothers that are gonna beat him.
Right.
I mean, if you check out Equalizer 3, you saw that movie, Equalizer 3?
I saw Equalizer 3. It was solid.
His performance in that movie was cold, man.
Right.
His subtle nuances was
right.
dope. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio is a great actor.
Yeah.
He's been one of my favorites since I was a kid because my dad took me to see Titanic.
Okay.
Back in the day, and that was a long movie.
3 hours.
Yeah,
like 3.5 hours.
I had to pee real bad towards like the last 20 minutes. I was, Dad, I got to pee. My dad said, "Hold it." Like, what you hold it? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm in the chair like the last.
Right.
Would you throw that damn diamond in the water? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But always been one of my favorites, man.
Yeah.
I talk about Tom Cruise a lot.
Of course.
Tom Cruise, crazy ass.
Right.
You know, hope you don't die from
his own stunts.
Yeah.
My gosh, bro.
Yeah, man.
You send me a clip of him like hanging off a damn plane or something.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, who does that? Bro?
Right. Right. I mean, this dude, he's so dedicated to his craft and wanting to like present great action films for us.
Right.
That he's willing to put his own life on the line. For
right.
I mean, he learned how to fly a helicopter for Mission Impossible Fallout.
Oh wow.
He learned how to fly one just for a scene.
Just for a scene.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? Wow. And talk about his dedication. He broke his leg making that movie.
I heard about that.
He broke his leg because he got to jump from one building to another, and he broke his foot when he finally caught onto it. Yeah. And he had to crawl up and then hobble across the camera to get the shot.
Damn.
Yeah.
I love how when they do acting, from what I understand, in acting, a lot of the scenes are like real, like sometimes a real emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were watching Tyler Perry movie, Why Did I Get Married? That's one of my favorite Tyler Perry movies.
No, first one?
Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
And there's this character, Sheila and Mike, and he's just such an asshole. But it's like I sit there.
Actually, my favorite character in the movie.
Right. But we sit there and watch it. I'm like, dude, how do you even look this lady in the face after these damn scenes?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you talking about looking the actress' face?
Right.
Yeah,
after you insult her acting, how the hell do you look? You know what I'm saying? Even if it's acting, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Like,
no, I get you.
It's the dedication that these actors and actresses have, man. That is crazy to me. Also in horror films, I hear a lot of the horror films that they make, they really be scaring them. Like that's a real thing. Like to get the real
Yeah.
the real emotion of being scared for their
Mhm.
life,
Mhm.
they actually really scared. And some of them shits is,
Mhm.
I've read that. Like some of them shits is real.
What
Like
was crazy is that there's a actress named Shelley Duvall. I'm pretty sure you watched the movie The Shining,
yeah,
right? Okay, the director name is Stanley Kubrick. He's very picky on his shots, so
right.
he'll take a long time to just make a movie. But he put her through hell to
Really?
where she had to go seek help after the movie was over, after she finished filming.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Like therapy.
yeah.
I've heard of some actors having to do that. Michael, what's the dude? Being what's the dude, man? Michael, light skinned brother. He
Ely.
being Michael Ealy.
Yeah.
I think he's married, and he said his wife told him, "No, you got to go. Like, just go somewhere for the week and get your mind." Because
Right.
they really be in these characters. Like,
Oh yeah.
that character thing is
Yeah.
crazy. Like,
Once you get into it, it's hard to detach from it when you're
right,
done.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That is crazy, man. So,
Mm.
yeah, man, that the dedication that actors and actresses have to have is astounding to me. It's nuts. So, I mean, I would say like, um, the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
my favorite era, of
Mm-hmm.
course, our favorite era, I like to say.
Yep.
It produced a lot of things out of us.
Mm-hmm.
Just as far as being minorities and African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
It produced a lot of great things. We have all kind of shows that we remember, music,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
times that we had as kids around
Mm-hmm.
our families and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it also produced a lot that held us back as
Mm-hmm.
far as a community wise,
Mm-hmm.
and it set us back. Like you had drugs that came into our neighborhoods and gangs, especially in the LA area,
Mm-hmm.
was huge in the 90s. It's not like it is now
Mm-hmm.
to where people be banging on like Instagram and Facebook, and back in those days.
Well, I see it a lot though.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
what I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
back in the day, those days, you wear the wrong colors.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah.
today, Bloods wear blue, and you know what I'm saying?
You
And
mean red? Oh no.
yeah.
Nowadays you can wear. Yeah.
But back in them days, you know what I'm saying? It was, you get your damn head blown off even playing around. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that, even playing
Yeah.
around like that.
Uh huh.
So, so like I said, it produced a lot, but what, if any, kind of effects those times had on you growing up? Did it, I can name some things that I have child traumas, from just seeing that kind of stuff and hearing about that kind of stuff. So growing up where you came from, as far as Compton wise, I know it's, that was one of the worst areas to be in, growing up wise. How, if any, effect did that have on you? What did you see, if anything?
Well, growing up, I guess because I guess how did it fly?
Yeah.
I didn't want to box that.
Yeah.
No.
My fans stopped.
I can't say I was sheltered, but my parents didn't really expose me too much.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, I had a brother that gang bang,
Mhm.
things like that. But as far as anything, I think that really traumatized me.
Right.
I can't really say that I have something that's like in particular that like, oh, you know what, that left a big impact on me.
Yeah.
Versus other than my father just being a hard ass.
Right.
Never abused me, like, well, not physically, but psychologically.
Mhm.
My dad come from a Marine background, so there's certain things he would say, that would kind of like stick to me to this day, I guess.
Right.
I guess it's crazy because I say I didn't have nothing. Now it's kind of like I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, okay, well, never mind.
Yeah.
But overall, my dad is a damn good father.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I guess that's just based on how he was treated as a kid.
Right.
Because my dad comes from a very abusive past with his stepfather. Rest in peace, Papa. But he went through a lot of stuff. I guess because some people treat their stepchildren a lot. I know you don't. I know you treat your stepchild like you love her. You love her. But some parents, like, they feel that, oh, this kid ain't mine, so I got to treat them different than my own.
Right.
And so my dad was abused. He was abused by his stepfather, and I know that kind of trickles down to people. So because his stepfather was a hard ass, my dad was kind of a hard ass on me, but never beat me though.
Right.
Something like that.
Well, I mean, I don't think you know, we grew up, and everything our parents do is mean.
Yeah,
Everything. It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter. Everything
You
our
don't
parents do.
understand us,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Everything I do. But there is a difference between verbally abuse. There is verbal abuse.
Mm-hmm.
There is physical abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And we experience that as kids because our parents, you understand,
Whipped
like,
us.
right.
Yeah,
But I mean, you
yeah.
gotta understand, like, they grew up in a time where they was getting their ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
I made
And it,
mistakes and
yeah.
it just grows down.
Mm-hmm.
Same way that I used to get disciplined and chastised, even talked to or just punished or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I trickle that down to my kids, and sometimes, and especially with this generation,
Yeah. You feel yourself have to reel back a
they're
little bit.
different.
Yeah.
This because it's different. This generation is different. Like
Mm-hmm.
Nashari, she doesn't take kind or she doesn't respond to
Yelling. Same thing with me. Yeah.
She shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. It's like you're talking to a brick wall when you do that,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't respond to that. My 3-year-old, she'll respond because she's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but my oldest, again, she just don't respond to that kind of stuff. So I think a lot of things we deal with as kids, we just continue to trickle it down,
Mm-hmm.
and then we look back and we be like, that's all we know.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you know.
Can you is there some things that you feel like in your that you willing to talk about that you feel like affected you a lot? Gonna like something that's really traumatized you?
In that time period, I saw a lot of in the areas that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm. So you both come from Compton,
right? Well,
yeah,
I come from like the Bellflower, Paramount,
okay,
area.
Yeah.
And I can just remember like a lot of things that happened, family wise. There was a lot of family, things that took place that I could say that really affected me. My biological father, I could remember just as a kid certain things that happened with him that left stains and that I remember to this day. Um, different situations with, family wise. It's just a lot of things in those times. And then you also had like, you know, just things that we witnessed. We used to see drug use in the streets. That we used to see, you know what I'm saying? Like we used to see that kind of stuff.
I swear like a mother.
Yeah, my family.
It's
we used to see that kind of stuff, back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And and the things that it does, it just kind of leaves a stain. That's why I go to therapy. I go to therapy just to kind of like.
And kudos to you, man, because a lot of brothers ain't willing to go.
Yeah, I for me wise, I wanted to see why I felt like I had to be in so much control a lot of the times, or a lot of times. Sometimes I wanted to get a hold of and figure out if it's anger or if it's passion or and anxiety that all that stuff created. You know what I'm saying? So you do go through things. I see my parents. You know what I'm saying? Go through things, and that was traumatic. A lot of some of that stuff was traumatic to us.
Like seeing them argue.
Yeah, stuff like that. And it was just like, that's kind of the first when you see toxicity. Sometimes, that's part of the first thing. That's the first cycle that you see it in. And parents have toxic. Well, my parents have been together for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Still
that's
together.
Great.
Yeah,
that's
to this day married and together. So I witnessed that, but I also did see ups and downs of how it went.
And I guarantee you try your best not to have that toxicity trickle down to you to where it be between you and your lady.
Yeah, but it seeps out because it's all I know. You know what I'm saying? It seeps out. That's just what it is. The thing is about childhood traumas is that you don't realize it until it comes out. You don't realize it until you're in that moment. Like, damn, I remember this, you know what I'm saying, used to happen like that. And I remember, and it's just some things just be like, oh shit, this happened.
Sometimes those suppressed memories might come out too.
Absolutely.
Like, something that you kind of like locked away a long time ago. Then bam, it's back.
Absolutely. That has happened. That has happened before. I didn't realize that sometimes you know, I don't like to be alone. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like
mm,
there are some points where, you know, I have to have, you know, and it eases my anxiety. Like I have to have the TV on.
mm.
It eases my anxiety.
Right.
One of the reasons why I read, and I may have said this before, but the anxiety, I would continue to watch these movies from the 90s and the 2000s,
Mm,
and we'll watch all these old shows from our childhood,
mm-hmm.
and it brings out this dopamine, that this
Yeah,
chemical that we contain,
yeah.
that brings you back to a place where you were watching at that
And
point.
you at
Right,
ease.
right.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah,
at ease.
yeah.
So it eases you. And then
Mm-hmm.
you also know the ending of those. So when you watch new movies,
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of on edge.
Yeah.
So your anxiety is up.
Yep.
But you watch that, from what I read, anxiety comes in forms of wanting to be calm, knowing the end.
Mm,
So if I know the end, I don't
mm,
have to think about it too hard. I can
mm.
sit here and be, you know what I'm saying? I could be chill. I could be cool.
I feel like a lot of my anxiety comes from the unknown, actually,
Yeah.
because my anxiety comes from because I lost so many people in my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like the past 10 years alone, I can't remember. I can't even recall how many funerals I've been
I
to. You
remember.
know what
I
I mean?
remember.
It's always like not knowing when I'm gonna lose my mama or
Right.
my father or my siblings
Right.
or
Right.
my closest friends or whatever.
Right.
That in a way like worries me a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
it
That's.
sucks.
I mean, yeah, because you've been through it. You've been through it.
hmm
You've seen it, and it's like, what's next?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Who
saying?
who gonna fall
What's
next?
next?
Is
Yeah.
it gonna be
Yeah.
is it gonna be me?
Right. Right. Right.
But I'm not really so worried about myself because if
Right.
I die, I die.
Right.
But I'm more worried about like me still being here and then losing people that I love one by one.
And
Like
having to sit here and just take that shit
yeah,
because you're still here.
yeah.
Yeah, man. That. Yeah. Does
Uh-huh.
death scare you?
Does me dying?
Does death in general scare you? Would
Yeah,
you say it scares you?
yeah.
You afraid of dying?
Oh, for me, not really. I mean, I don't want to leave, but I mean, if I do go, I go. I mean,
Right.
I can't control it anyway.
Right.
But the death is more scary for me. Like I said, with other
With
people.
other people.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and what's crazy about about my brother Calvin.
Yeah.
And those of y'all
Rest in
that
peace.
don't know my brother or never heard about my brother, I had a big brother named Calvin. He passed away through suicide back in 2012. And that right there kind of like like kicked off. Well, no, not him. I would say that Monty Lisa died before him because that was my closest auntie, and she died 3 weeks before my brother. So that was
Goodness.
just came back from the funeral.
Right.
And then, a few weeks later, my brother died. So I was like, damn, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I had to deal with that.
Having to bury somebody else within
Yeah,
a month.
I'm already stressed out
Whew.
from this death, and then get kicked in the nuts from another one. Like,
Right. Right. Right.
like
Right.
it's like
Right.
damn. And then
Right.
that just continued the whole domino effect of different people. But yeah, my brother Calvin, rest in peace. Um, 9 years older than me. Um, was super close. He got into a bad car accident back in 2000, and both his friends died in the front seat. They was coming back from Lancaster. His friend Wayne fell asleep at the wheel,
Mm.
and they went off the freeway into a ditch and
Mm.
completely just destroyed the car. Just destroyed it. Wayne died, Roy died. My brother survived, but he broke up a lot of stuff.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So of course, trying to recuperate from that, trying to recover. Um, um, couldn't walk for like 6 months. We started walking with a system of crutches and all that stuff. Do a lot of therapy. And he was doing better. He was doing better with his system of crutches. He never be able to walk again like the normal way,
Mm.
but he just did whatever he could. Fast forward 7 years later, got to another incident. He's working for the railroad company. He was sitting in the booth, telling big rigs where to back up and all that stuff. And one big rig backed up into his booth with him inside of it.
Oh my God! I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and just further the damage. And now it's
Oh my
almost going back to
God!
like square one.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
bro!
yeah. So it's like, man, like you catch a break. Um, but yeah, man, like I think that really did things a lot, made things a lot worse for him.
Right.
because then he had we found out a week before he died that he had a blood clot in his brain. That's what he found out. Yeah, he found out he had
He
blood.
found out.
He found out a week before that he had a blood clot in his brain. They wanted to operate on him, and I guess that was like the last straw. You know, a lot of physical pain, being
Right.
in and out of the hospital. You know, because he was just
Right.
done, man. You know,
Right.
you never know what people are going through
Yeah,
until you're in their shoes.
that's the thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, we cast so much judgment on people, and
Mm-hmm.
we see so many different things and points of life, and we say what this person should be doing or what they should be thinking and
Mm-hmm.
how they should be feeling, but
Right.
you don't know until you're in their shoes. You
Yeah.
don't know what type of pain this person is going through,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever it is that they're doing, I think we take this selfish mode where
Mm.
it's like, what the hell would you do that for? But
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
again,
the suicide part.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I would never do that. You don't know.
right, exactly.
You don't know what you would have done.
You don't know. Nobody knows.
You healthy.
Right. No,
Yeah.
and when you're at a low,
Yeah. Below the ground.
it's scary.
Yeah, like just.
It's scary. I've
Yeah.
been depressed.
Mm.
I've been depressed. I deal with anxiety and depression all the time,
Mm.
and sometimes you don't even know where it comes from.
Yeah.
You don't know what nobody's going through
Mhm.
until
You go
been
through
in
it. Yeah.
You go through it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You just don't know what people are going through. And again, God bless and rest in peace to Calvin, man. And
Yes, sir.
I don't wish that pain on nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, man.
I don't wish that pain on nobody. So
Mm.
I'm gonna flip it a little bit. As kids we grew up, back in the day, I remember it was damn near it was a punishment to be inside. We didn't want to be inside when we was kids. We always wanted to be outside. You know what I'm saying? We grew up riding bikes, having races down the street.
Mm-hmm.
No, that. And what made you go faster when you raced? When you was racing, what made you go faster?
See, you want to get beat.
Remember you take your shoes off? Yeah. Remember you take your for no reason, but it made you go faster.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But it always made you go faster. But but now these kids today, our generation, the difference between our generation and these, I always continue to rant about the difference between generations.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we're light years different, and we're light years different.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, but we didn't have all these devices and stuff like that.
No.
Do you believe like the future is social anxiety for our kids? Do you believe that like this is gonna create social anxiety for our children?
Well, I believe definitely like through social media, because there's so much. You look in the comment section. There's so much hate-filled stuff, people bullying, all that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like kids who will see that, they'll start to pick themselves apart.
Right.
Like, like, damn, this person going through that. I'm sounding similar. How the person judge me?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about that. Like you said, it was different for us because we weren't exposed to that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We just lived our life.
Right.
The social anxiety we might have had. I never had it, but like just being with our friends.
Right.
Clown on each other. You know what I mean? And then somebody might say something and you get offended. You know what I mean? Like
right.
that's the only kind of bullying we had.
Right.
Or the person that you had to knock out.
Right.
you know what I mean? Like that's the only thing we had to really deal with.
Right.
But these kids nowadays, they're so much exposed to all these elements, and that's why I look at social media as a blessing and a curse.
Right.
Because social media can cause you like it's great because you can connect with people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? People that you ain't seen in years from high school.
Yep.
You can fit. Oh man, I remember this dude. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. You connect. You can see what your favorite celebrities are up to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can have a following. You can follow other people that you really find interesting and that you look up to. But at the same time, like I said, social media is also a curse.
Of course. Because
there's so much negativity.
Right.
Because there's so much like hatred in the world.
Right.
And all these things. That's why I'm like, do you think we would have been better off without social media? Or do you think do you think it's better to have social media that comes with the good and the bad? Or do you feel like you can go back to a time where like we didn't have this?
It's kind of a hit and miss.
And
the reason if it's kind of a hit and miss is it's kind of I'm 50-50 with it. And because for emergency reasons, for people getting emergency regions where they have a family member who's injured or somebody who's possibly been kidnapped.
Yeah. And they put it out
right,
there. And
anything,
like, oh yeah,
you can find anybody from a cell phone tower.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can ping them where they are. But then you have the flip side to that. You have people who can get in people's phones and hack them, hack their identity, hack their pictures.
Well, yeah,
and act like they're somebody else when they're not. You know what I'm saying? Them.
Yeah.
And you also create more opportunity for people to get hurt out here, physically, mentally, and spiritually, because of what you can do to somebody through a social media platform. Do I believe that bullying was less back in the 90s? Absolutely. Do I believe that possibly, kidnappings and things like that were down, back in the 90s? You didn't hear about it as much, or you didn't hear, what I'm saying? Certain things that you know now about people.
Right.
It's a tool, but it's a tool to also, it's a great tool.
Yeah.
But it can also do some damage.
Yeah, that's why it's the yin and yang. With
right,
it.
right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
There's so many things, and even with the whole follow your celebrity thing, there's so many things about these celebrities I wish I didn't know. Remember back in the day? Remember back in the day, like what did they have when you wanted to read celebrity news? You would go to the grocery store, the magazine. The magazine.
Yeah.
It was all in magazines.
Oh, you had to see it on TV.
Right.
You had to see
but we didn't have interviews. There were certain things that just weren't accepted back in those days. Like, they didn't accept like let's get into it. Like, homosexuality wasn't.
It was prevalent.
It was prevalent back in the 90s. Like, you had the Rosie O'Donnells.
Yeah.
The Ellen.
Yeah.
You had some that were questionable.
Yeah.
But you didn't have it. It just wasn't like spoon fed to you. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to that, to that community. That community.
Yeah.
I pass no judgment, but back in the day, it was just a little bit different. I don't know if it's more accepted, or I don't know if it's just something.
It's more accepted now.
Yeah. It obviously is. It obviously is. It's a, I
feel like it's being forced too.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. You see it everywhere.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere. You can't go watch TV
without it being something on there.
Without it being some type of thing.
Yeah.
Just a couple of days ago, I was changing my daughter's TV. She watches a show called Chip and Potato.
Okay.
It's a Nickelodeon show. And I walk in on this episode where it's
gay couple
rainbows everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, they have rainbows on their shirt, rainbows in the background, rainbow. Right? Right. But why is a 3-year-old?
Yeah.
Why is a 3-year-old
have to be exposed to that?
We didn't see that kind of stuff growing up.
Nah.
It wasn't force fed to us.
Yeah.
When we were watching The Lion King and when we were watching, Family Matters and it wasn't in X-Men. It wasn't in Bobby's World. It wasn't in Doug.
Yeah.
It wasn't in any of those cartoons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't see that kind of stuff growing up. And then you're a part of, the acting world. Now, how do you feel about that? Like, what's your take on that? Because I know I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
it's just, you know what I'm saying. But like, what's your outlook on that?
Well, one, I really, like I said, disclaimer: no hatred for the LGBT community. Of course not. But I really hate that it has to be just in our faces all the time.
Right.
Especially like you said, you talking about like Nickelodeon and everything, like for kids. Like what was movie that came out last year? I think Buzz Lightyear. You ever seen Lightyear?
I've never seen Lightyear.
Okay, there's a couple in there that's like, one of Lightyear's best friends. She's lesbian. And,
okay.
Yeah, and they show them kissing. You know what I mean?
Wow. In a Buzz Lightyear movie.
And I'm thinking about like, do you really need to show that? Now, like I know it probably for other people that probably seem like I'm a bigot. Like, oh, you don't mind seeing gay people kiss? Like, well,
right. Right.
I don't need it.
Right.
Especially in a child movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You don't even see straight people kissing in a child movie, but
you don't need to.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's more of a normalized thing.
And they have it in the schools.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The whole coming out day or some what was that? What was that? The thing you sent me a link.
Yeah, the elementary schools in Los Angeles celebrated a national coming out day for elementary students.
What? Why?
I don't understand. And again, this social media world, it goes back to this social media world where everybody needs to know everything, and it's the influence from that makes people so pride or gives people so much joy and pride to do the things that they do. Whether you're straight or gay, it's a tool to make you feel a certain type of way, because if this many people are doing it and you can reach out to this outlet and be comfortable in that outlet with the push of a finger, push of a button on your phone, why wouldn't you feel more comfortable just doing it on a daily basis? People live their lifestyles on social media.
Right, all
you
the time.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Stories.
Exactly.
Everything. Yeah.
Exactly. And again, I don't care what you do with your genitalia. Do what you will.
You can have sex with a tree.
I mean, that's between you and your maker. It ain't got shit to do with me. But when it comes to you trying to raise my children, and I'll say this in the camera, when it comes to you trying to raise my children, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. It'll never happen, because it's like, I teach my kids what's right and what's wrong. I teach my kids, and I give them the gems that they're going to grow up with, and the morals and values that they're going to show and share with their family. I teach my kids never to judge anybody. I teach my kids never to look at anybody and say that's weird and that's this and that. But I do want you to understand what it is that your origin is, what it is, and if that's a decision that you're going to make, you're going to make it not based off of what you were shown. You're going to base it off of what you feel, what it is that you want when you get of age to be exposed to more things that make you feel that way, because you're not going to learn that at home.
Right. Not this household.
You're not going to learn that at home.
Yeah.
Make the decision when you get older, when you get of age, when your brain is fully formed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
I get so sad when I see, children.
They try to transition them.
Right.
Yeah. That
at like 13.
Even before that.
Right. But what do you know about yourself at 13 to make you say, "Hey, I'm this way. I'm gay. I like boys. I like." What do you know about yourself? You just started to like the opposite sex. So how do you know? You know what I'm saying? You just got to that ill stage, boys, or ill stage. You know what I'm saying? How do you know what it is that you want for the rest of your life?
That's true.
And a lot of things that I feel in this case is that you do this stuff at an early age. You show the world that you're a certain way, and then once you become of age, you may not even feel that way.
Yeah.
But now you've done this, and now you've parents who support the whole transitioning type thing. What do you do? What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do at this point when you get of age and be like, this is not what I wanted to do?
Yeah. Especially the whole transition thing. The reason why the suicide rate of the transgender community is so high is because after they transition, they can't go backwards.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Once you get the thing cut off, nigga, unless you got reptilian blood and you can't regrow one.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't reattach it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's a done deal. You know what I mean? You can't call your doctor up and like, hey, listen, this is Samantha. Remember you cut my penis off 5 years ago? You know what? I've been having a change of heart because life ain't going well for me.
Right.
You think you can hook that up?
Right.
Put it back on me?
Right.
Oh, you can? Oh, great.
You
can't get that.
It don't work that way.
It's done.
It don't work that way. It don't work that way.
You know what I mean? And they said the suicide rate of the transgender community is like, what, 40%? That's high.
That's huge.
Man.
But again, we live in a world where everything is accepted. Everything is free. And again, there's a flip side to that. There's a flip side to a free world. There's a flip side to what America, lets its people be. There's a flip side to that, just like there's a flip side to everything, the social media thing. There's a good and there's a bad side. Not to say that whatever you choose to do with yourself is good or bad, but we to me, a child shouldn't know
Right.
at 3 years old.
Man.
You know, at
Yeah.
3 years old,
About that.
About
About sexuality. Like
about
that.
sexuality.
We
because it's I believe it's your to me personally.
Yeah.
If you're trying to attack a child this young
Yeah.
to show them what it is about human sexuality,
Mhm.
I believe you're the predator.
Of course.
You're the predator.
It's
So Nickelodeon, predator.
Yeah.
Disney, PBS, Disney,
Yeah,
predators.
predators, yeah.
They're predators.
Yeah.
You can call them. You can call it what it is.
I think there was a lady that worked for Disney that came out and said that Disney has an agenda.
Of course.
That she said that. Like,
of course.
They're trying to push these things out for the children.
Right. In the subconscious.
Like, oh yeah.
In the subconscious.
So when they see it, and then kids' minds are they're very impressionable.
Right, of course.
So when they see it, they be like, oh, okay.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Not to say that, because I believe in nature versus nurture. You can teach a kid certain things, but if they're in their nature to be what they're gonna be,
right,
then there ain't nothing you can do.
Of course.
You know of course. But I don't feel like that force feeding is gonna help.
No.
That shouldn't be a thing.
No,
like,
it shouldn't be.
Like, bro, we didn't know about, well, at least I didn't know about the birds and the bees till I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm sure you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for these kids to be taught these things now, like at way early ages,
yeah,
what is that about?
Right.
You know, it's sickening in my opinion.
It absolutely is, because the child, it seems like they get older, the younger they are. Like my daughter, she has told me some things that, you know, they talk about at her school, and you know, when they were in 8th grade, and you know, she would hear stuff about these girls and, you know, boys and stuff like that, and it's just like, wow, what they're exposed to now. Do you believe that? So we talk about, you know, our generation being a little more old school and stuff like that, but do you think they're more exposed to things, or is this exposure, or is it being desensitized, or is it both?
It's definitely both. In order to be desensitized, you have to be exposed to it. And the more you are exposed to something, the more it's gonna be like it's not a thing. You know what I mean? It's like we've been exposed, like it's like almost like being exposed to like violence in movies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm desensitized to violence in movies because at an early age, the first movie I ever saw, the rated R movie I ever saw in the theater was Demolition Man. Remember that?
Right. Oh yeah.
With Sly Stallone and Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes with
the blonde hair.
Blonde hair. Yeah, yeah.
You know, that was my dad took me to see that when I was 5 years old.
Right.
Back in '93. So and they was cursing in there and all kind of getting shot up and getting heads knocked off, getting kicked off. You know, decapitated. Right. So it's like, oh well. As a kid, and I grew up liking that movie more and more as I got older. Right. So it's in my top 10 favorite movies right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I'm desensitized to that violence.
Right.
So I can watch a Quentin Tarantino movie and see a bunch of blood and guts, and be like, oh, see a head get blown off. It's really nothing to me.
Right.
Versus, well, if I saw it in real life, of course it's gonna be traumatic.
Yeah.
You know, that's fictional.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the more you get exposed to something, of course you're gonna be desensitized.
Of course, I think childhood traumas. Can come from that kind of stuff too. I remember being, you remember they said drug-free weeks?
Yeah.
And stay off drugs. You said red ribbon week around school. Dare.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember
Smokey the Bear? Smokey
the Bear. But do you remember the harshness that they used to have in those ads that they used to show us back in school? Like kids partying. You want to smoke?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you want to do some coke or something?
The commercial. Yeah.
Or like the kid take a snuff of cocaine and pass the hell out. You know what I mean? It was just like, why? This was so harsh back in the day. And I could just remember being scared as hell to go to school during drug-free week, because I remember, I don't want to watch this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see this shit. Like, and I would just be so petrified of going to school that week. So even now, when I see shows that, you know, have drugs and different things, and it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of tense up anxiety.
I'm guilty of it. I watch Power.
Right, of course. One of the greatest shows ever.
You know, and Power puts you in you're looking from the point of view of the game banger,
right?
Of the drug dealer, of the murderer. You know, back in the day, it was bad to be this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we actually root for them.
We root for them now.
We're rooting for Tariq, and he's a stone cold killer.
We root for Tommy.
We root for Tommy.
And Tommy is
rooting for Ghost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are stone cold killers. Like they kill people with cold blood. Sometimes for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But
the thing is, so we talk about Power. The thing I like about Ghost, though, at least Ghost try to get out.
Of course. He tried.
But he tried.
He tried. He was too deep.
He
was always trying to get out.
Yeah.
He was always trying to get out.
Versus Tommy, he in the mud. He liked being in it though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, I said something stupid a while ago. I said Smokey the Bear. That Smokey the Bear prevent forest fires. Like,
yeah, that was
okay. So I thought Smokey the Bear,
McGruff, the dog.
Yeah. Okay, I got to mix up.
McGruff.
Yeah. He was against all that stuff.
Yeah. But, so that's just kind of what it was. That's just kind of what it was. Yeah. So I mean, it was the shit though. It was dope. It was dope. It was dope back in them days.
Man, the '90s was something special, man, with the cartoons though.
Yeah, I loved it. It was
Doug, Hey Arnold. Shit, that's just Nickelodeon.
Dexter's Laboratory. You had
Cartoon Network. Dexter, Ed and Eddie. Cow and Chicken.
Yep.
Know what I mean?
Wild Thornberries. Like it was.
That's Nickelodeon.
Fox
Kids.
Yeah.
Eat the Cat. Remember that? Remember Bobby's World?
Yeah. Spider-Man. Gargoyles. Shit, Carmen San Diego.
Yeah, you going? Yeah, that's good. Yep. Mighty Ducks.
Street Sharks.
Extreme Dinosaurs.
Yep. VR Troopers. You remember that shit back in the day? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a shit, man. It was the greatest time.
I right to this day, I still got a bag of toys in my closet just in case my little brother wants to come over.
Right.
Play with toys. You got something to play with?
Yeah.
I have a blue one about this tall.
The VR?
Yep.
No,
not Beetleborgs.
Beetleborg. Okay. Shit.
I got the blue one, but VR Troopers, bro. Like
VR Troopers is the shit. We are. Remember that shit?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you a little something you probably didn't know. Power Rangers, right?
Hell yeah.
Rest in peace, Jason David Frank played
Green
Tommy,
Ranger.
the Green Ranger. He auditioned for VR Troopers and actually got the role.
No shit.
And he auditioned for Power Rangers and also got the role. So he had to choose which one to do. He chose to do Power Rangers.
Oh shit.
So so I mean he was winning with that one, right? Because VR Troopers didn't last long.
Right.
You know, it lasted maybe a season or two.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I talk all the time, but like I wonder like okay, so in acting, right?
Yeah.
You go and you audition.
Mm-hmm.
But like we forget sometimes that these are regular folks too.
Mm-hmm.
So they still have to audition. So I be wondering like if you went who went for that part. Like and in different movies. Just different any action movie, any great movie that you saw, you can't so basically who went for Rocky? Who auditioned for Rocky? Who could have been Rocky? Who could have been Apollo Creed? Who could have been you know what I'm saying?
Well, I know Sly Stallone. He created the Rocky character, so that was always his.
Right, that was always his.
But who could have been Terminator?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
In a parallel universe somewhere, Sly Stallone.
Right. Who said that? You know what I'm saying? Like who went for the auditions or who did you see? And I always think like, damn, like if he wasn't meant for this role, he could play this role cold as shit. And who was? You know what I'm saying?
Who you think could have played Blade other than Wesley Snipes?
I don't think anybody could have
back
played
in the
Blade.
day.
Not in those days.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody could have played Blade.
Not Denzel. Not Michael. Well, Michael J. White already came out with Spawn.
Right.
So it wouldn't make.
I wish they'd make over.
Well, supposedly it was supposed to be Jamie Foxx.
Really?
That Spawn.
No shit.
I don't see that. I don't. Okay, I like Jamie, but I don't see him as Al Simmons. I don't see him as Spawn. What Michael J. White did with that role, even though it was.
Was it before his time?
Huh?
You believe it's before his time? Do you think that should have came out? It could have came
out later
today's day versus back then.
With the special effects, yeah.
I say the same thing with Punisher, the Punisher movie.
You didn't like that one?
I loved it, but I wish it would have came out now because it would have been better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wish it would have came out now.
I watched that on last Sunday.
Punisher?
When I was out in Idaho, I watched it on Netflix.
That movie.
Man,
he killed that movie, man.
Think
about now, it could have been like with effects and different things like that.
Yeah.
But I guess the Punisher wasn't, you know what I'm saying, like that. But
you know who could have played him? I feel like have you seen you watch the Purge movies?
I've only seen one. I'm not into the gory shit too much.
Well, which one did you watch? The first one?
Very first one.
Okay, so you probably don't know. Okay. Okay. I know you don't like Anthony Mackie.
No.
Right? Okay.
Not a fan.
Hey, okay. So remember.
No disrespect.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan.
Just like I'm not a fan of what's that dude from Survivor's Remorse, whatever. Jussie.
Oh, the tall. You're not a fan of him?
No.
Not believable.
No,
he did Independence Day. I remember he did Independence Day.
I hated that movie.
I didn't like that movie either
because he was cast as the son.
Right.
Will Smith's son.
And he was nothing. It was nothing like.
And Will Smith was in the movie because his character got killed off supposedly.
Right.
From what?
He got killed off?
Yeah.
How? And what?
So the events prior to that movie, he got killed off some way.
No shit.
Yeah, because he was a pilot, and maybe
they said it in the movie.
Yeah.
No shit.
You see a picture of him,
Right. I do. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch this shit. I haven't seen that one.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Speaking of Independence Day, did you know that? And I don't know how true this is, but they said that Tupac, had he lived, he would have been considered for that role. I
believe it.
I think he could have did it though.
I believe it. Absolutely.
Yeah, Tupac was a sick ass actor.
I believe. I don't think he would have been rapping anymore. I think he would have been a full fledged actor, and I think he would have been. Who would have had all kind of awards for acting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this brother, I seen a documentary, the Dear Mama documentary. I don't know if you watched it yet on Hulu.
No, I haven't. I need to look at it.
Right, and I've seen stuff before, but he went on an audition. And I want to say it was with Tretch from Naughty by Nature because they're good friends.
Oh, word. Okay.
And it was for Juice.
Dope actor, yeah.
It was for Juice.
Yep.
And it was the role to play Bishop.
And
he wasn't even, he just went with him. He didn't go he wasn't going for the part. He wasn't going to audition.
Really?
He just went with him. And Tretch didn't get the part. I don't want to get the story wrong, but for some reason he ended up auditioning just out of the blue. It was like, F it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just audition.
And got the role.
Right
and killed it.
He was just so believable.
Dude, like that. Oh, but before I go into this, because I'll try to make a point now. I just skipped over that shit. Okay, you talking about Anthony Mackie when he was in Captain America, Winter Soldier? He got his ass beat by that one agent.
Yeah.
You said he got his ass whooped.
Right.
That's the dude I said could have played Punisher. Because, because he was in the second Purge movie. And this motherfucker got the trench coat and everything, murking people right. Saving people with all the ammunition, the guns, and all that shit. I was like, man, I was watching that movie. I was like, he could have played Punisher, but the day he was already playing in Falcon and Captain America, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or whatever. But yeah, going back to Juice, still it's my favorite Tupac role.
Is it?
That role is so quotable when what my favorite scene is when he had the locker scene, like when
he flipped the locker.
He flipped, bam. What's up? That man, that whole scene, bro, is crazy, man.
Right.
You know what? The way he flips though.
Yeah, he said. What he said. The truth is, I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Raheem. I don't give a fuck.
Once
I'm done with you, what do you say?
That nigga said you crazy, man.
Right.
He said, you know what?
Right.
He said the last time, I was kind of tripping, right? But now, you're right. I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a fuck.
Right. Oh, man.
I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about Steel. And I don't give a fuck about Raheem either. I don't give a fuck about let's see. He said, not too much cursing.
No, but
he less of a man than me. So
right.
You ain't
right.
That was cold, man. That was
cold. Yeah, man. I mean, and you feel it. You're like, oh shit, like this nigga really crazy. Like this motherfucker really crazy.
I was scared of Tupac going up.
Really?
Because of that role. Because he was so believable, bro. Like the way he was looking at Q, like I was like,
yeah, this shit is too real.
Music is cold, but I don't know about this dude.
Right. This shit is too real.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and then of course Above the Rim.
Oh, of course.
Which that scene with him and his brother at the the grave site.
Oh yeah.
When his brother was like, "Oh, you selling that? Are you that dumb?"
Oh yeah.
Like, what the fuck you talking to?
Who you talking to?
Yeah.
This ain't your little brother no more.
Yeah. This ain't nutso.
Right. This ain't nutso.
Yeah, this ain't that Dauphin taking orders from you. This ain't your same little brother trying to follow your ass outside.
I'm the one.
Yeah, you ain't the motherfucking man no more. I'm the one. Yeah, he was mad.
He was pissed. He was mad. He said, "You can get your ass out of Dodge, get your ass caught up." You know what I'm saying?
Get caught up.
Right.
Yeah.
You had the brown on it. It was cold, man. Said, I got everything. Marble floors.
Yeah.
I've seen more than she ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I mean, he's just so believable, man. And outside of music,
shame.
It's really a shame that he was cut down so short, man. Because 25. This man had lived it in a full life, a full-fledged life before 25. He had been to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Almost
died. Almost died that first time.
Twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know,
damn.
It's just Pac. Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Pac.
What do you think hip hop would have been if Pac was still alive? You think he still would have been? Like, you think he would have stopped? Because I heard that he wanted to like stop making music and go full fledged into acting. That's what I heard. But do you think he would have came back to it?
I think he, music wise, I don't think he would have been. He may have dabbled in it like 50 Cent does today. Like 50 Cent will put out a new song here and there.
Yeah.
But I think
that's another cold ass actor, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way that his life was supposed to be set up, I think he would have. I think he would have been more into the acting versus the music wise. Today, I don't feel music carries any substance, and he's older.
And let's hold on, mess it up. Hold on, let's talk about that, man, because I know you like to talk about hip hop, and I'm not a hip hop head like you, so I can only look at it I can only talk about it from a surface level,
right?
But back in the day, man, hip hop had so much passion in it, and it had so much the quality of music back then was on a whole nother level, versus what it is now. Now we still got good music now, you know, like because like that whole. People talk about the verse that Lil Wayne dropped on Brand New.
Oh yeah,
that was even Eminem was like, man, that was cold.
Yeah,
we talk about the Funyuns line.
Yeah,
know what I mean? But you know, we still got good music from J. Cole, Kendrick, you know, all these other artists. But nowadays we have the mixture of the whack too.
Of course,
that we didn't have much whack music back in the day.
Yeah,
you had to be either decent to great. Right, I mean, in order to be in the industry. Right. But I think because of social media, because if you're a rapper and you have followers, or you go independent, whatever, like you can have more access into the industry and be a whack ass dude.
Right, of course.
You know what I mean?
I have an episode actually about this. And
well, Greg.
Well, no.
With your partner, two partners. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Solo episode.
Yeah.
That will be dropping, and it came from this point where of like I'm upset with music. Like, you know, I dabbled in rap and I did my thing. Yeah, these flies, dude, they be around like they pay rent, but
get a job.
I was in the industry for a while. And
I remember the days, man.
Yeah, I was in the industry for a while, and you know, it's from a business aspect in the game. It's all about a money grab. Music is a money grab.
Yeah, it's all about good sale.
Yeah, it's a short term. That's why, you know, they even got people getting TikTok deals, because in TikTok you only get so many seconds to play a video.
Right.
But if you can get enough artists or you can get a person who can get all of these likes, all of these follows, they can actually get a record deal, like a TikTok record deal. And all you're doing is be creating all these shorts. That is crazy. And again, back in those days, in the 90s and 2000s, you had to have some type of substance. And one of the reasons I believe is because the game was being built. Right now, it's not being built. It's at a standstill.
Yeah.
They're not looking to go higher. They're looking to stay where they are.
It's at a plateau.
Yeah. We have the LLs, the Run DMCs, the Cool Hercs, the Grandmaster Flash. We have Tribe Called, Busta Rhymes, Eminem, Kumo D. We have those artists who built this.
Big Daddy Kane.
They built the bricks. Those are the bricks. Right. But now we have this slab of just a slab where motherfuckers just teeter-tottering on top. And nobody's looking to build anymore. You still have the Kendricks and the J. Coles and the Eminems and you know, but they're going to be those types of artists that can eventually leave the game and just kind of leave where they are. But the cool part about it is,
and they're going to be a rarity too.
Right. You can only count about 5 or 6 good ones out now.
Joyner Lucas.
Right.
Yeah.
Joyner. You have Corday.
I like Big Sean. Big Sean
is cold.
Yeah.
But again, it's only about 7 or 8 rappers out there that you can count.
Of this generation, like our age.
Of our age.
Yeah.
And you could say, damn, like I can, you know what I'm saying? Like I can rock with them. I can rock with them like that. So I don't think that there's a foundation for music anymore. I don't believe that the music industry is looking for a foundation. I believe they're looking for money grab because the music industry took a huge hit once people started going independent and once streaming services start coming out. So they're looking to sign anything that's going to make them money and making money very, very fast. So it's whatever it's going to, you know what I'm saying? So why would anybody try to put substance in anything that's fast? Anything that's worth fasting is going to go slow. Anything that's tangible is you're going to be able to get real quick. It's a microwavable generation right now we live in. It's not a real, you know what I'm saying? It's not a real set the foundation, set it up. Let me, leave this for these kids, and because we can listen to music that's 30 years old and that shit's still not.
Of course.
I can throw Doggy Style on right now and bop to that shit all the way where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? That shit is gonna knock.
Of course.
All the way there. I can't play any music today that I can say, hey, 30 years from now,
last long. Yeah,
it's gonna be this beat is gonna be, or this music or what he said is gonna be like the shit. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day, it's still not. You have those 7 or 8, but why? This is such a huge industry. We're back in the day they had so many coasts. East Coast, West Coast, Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? Midwest, and you knew who came from each areas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. You had the Benny Siegels and the Freeways. And they all came from Midwest, and you had Chicago with Twista.
Yeah,
you had
Kanye.
Right, Kanye. You had Virginia with Timberland and Missy, all the New York artists and all the Cali artists.
Atlanta, like with the
the South and the Outkast, and you even had the Texas movement with Mike Jones and Paul Wall and you know what I'm saying. Now they have Mexican OT, which he's dope. He's a dope new artist.
I don't think I've heard of him.
Mexican OT is super dope, bro. Okay. He's super dope.
Okay.
And
how old is he? Is he our age?
I want to say he's our age, maybe a little younger.
Yeah.
But he's dope, dude. Like, check him out. Check him out. I'll send you some stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, Mexican OT is the shit.
Who's your favorite rapper of all time? Or give me a list. Give me like 5 of them if you can.
My top 5?
Yeah.
A lot of people might not respect my top 5 because I have my top 5 for different reasons. Number one, Wayne. Wayne's the GOAT to me.
Okay.
Yeah, number 2, I'll put Pac there.
Got you.
Number 3 obviously goes to Eminem. Number 4 is 50 Cent. And number 5 is always a toss-up between...
Because you don't want to leave nobody out.
yeah, it's always a toss-up.
DMX?
Between DMX and Busta Rhymes. Yeah, it's always a toss-up between those two.
My top 5, I would say, it's hard for me to name number 1. Because I can go based off like who I think is the best lyricist, who got the best flow. But like I said, I'm a nostalgia dude.
Right.
One of my first favorite rappers, bro, growing up in the 90s was Busta Rhymes.
Of course.
Woo-Ha, What You Gonna Be with Janet Jackson, Dangerous, Put Your Hands on My Eyes and See.
Right.
He's always been that dude for me. So I'll say Busta Rhymes, Eminem, Pac, DMX, and I really like it goes back and forth, man. Either Kanye or Andre.
Andre 3 Stacks?
Yes.
Andre 3 Stacks.
Andre got one of the coldest flows in the world, man.
Absolutely. It's unmatched. He has a timeless flow. He's one of those rappers who you don't have to hear for 6-7 years and then oh shit. Andre's out. You know what I'm saying? Like he came back on Kanye's one of Kanye's last albums he came out with, and it was like they did a song for Donda, his mom, and it was just like, excuse me, Miss Donda. It was like shit. Yeah. 3 Stacks is on this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like he come back from the dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, man. Like that shit is crazy, man. Let me ask you this. In the world we live in today, I like to say that Black people live in an entire different world. To me personally. Okay. You have the world, and then you have the world of Black people. It's a different world. When you see brothers, what happens? What's up? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? We kind of give each other the universal nod. Right. Of, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I always say we have our own world. But you have those Black people who feel like they have to overcompensate. When I feel like we in this together, why do you feel the need to do the most when you see another brother? You know what I'm saying?
Like you mean like have a guard up or
you walk into a restaurant.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You see a black couple there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in so many situations where the dude clutches his girl a little harder when I walk in. I got my wife with me. You know what I'm saying? I you know what I'm saying? I wasn't staring at y'all. I wasn't doing anything like that. Do you believe that as black men, we overcompensate for certain things?
Mm.
Do you believe? Have you ever had any encounters with that?
Hmm. Yeah, well, just last week. Our brother was kind of pressing me at the bar because like, he saw me looking at his girl.
Oh, wow.
His girl was smiling at me and I smiled back. But it was just like a smile.
Right,
You know,
right.
just like, kind of acknowledging how you doing.
Right.
Hey man, you looking at my girl? Well, yeah, I got eyes. Yeah, I looked at her. Yeah, okay. Well, what's the problem?
Right.
Like, what's up? I'm like, bro, it ain't got to come to.
Right, it ain't like that.
It ain't got to come to no BS, bro. Like, because I looked at your girl. I mean, like, why we got to fight over that? Are you insecure?
Right.
like, what is that?
Right.
What's the insecurity? What's the insecurity? Did you have your girl stolen from a nigga that look like me?
Right.
Or what? I don't know where that comes from, man. I wish it went away. I definitely wish it went away, but I don't know, man. I really don't. I do think that a lot of dudes do compensate though, overcompensate.
I honestly, I'm gonna be 100% with you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things that we deal with come from our ancestors.
In what way though?
We've been robbed our entire life as black people.
You talking about from our culture?
From our culture. From being snatched away from our homeland to being brought to a land to work and to slave for, white people. We come from things from not having anything. That's why when black people get something, it's like they ain't never had nothing before. They don't know how to act because they ain't never had nothing.
When it comes to new money,
right. When it comes to new money, they don't know what to do.
Change,
right. We get a new
car,
right.
Yeah.
We get a new spot, a new place to go to. They build a place that is culturally for black people. It don't stay long or they don't stay open long. Why it don't stay open long? Because niggas don't know how to. I'm saying niggas, but niggas they don't know how to act.
Different between niggas and black people.
Right. Of course.
Like Chris Rock said.
Right. But we don't know how to act when it comes to that type of thing because we are so. For me, I see that we are so. We try to overcompensate for everything. So when we go, it's got to be a show. We got to show that we there. We got to be the loudest. We got to be the shiniest. We got to be the, you know what I'm saying?
Flashes.
The flashes.
Yeah.
It's always something. And if that's how you live your life, be confident of who you are. There's a difference between confident and overcompensating.
I was about to say that because like you know me, I'm
of course.
I'm Georgia.
We always are.
We always
are.
But it's cause from a sense of pride.
Right,
I like wearing gold because it makes you feel like a king.
Right.
It's not because I'm trying to be something I ain't.
Right.
It's my dad as a kid. I've been wearing jewelry since I was a kid.
Right. Same here.
So I guess it's just something I grew up with.
Right.
You know what I mean, but you got some cats out there just want to just present himself to make himself seem like he's just more than what he is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you ain't gotta wear the biggest chain and then you going broke.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what you doing it for?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you want somebody to know that you got this.
Right.
Are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it for everybody else? Who are you doing it for?
Right.
If you're doing it for yourself, then cool. If you're doing it for somebody else, for the outside, for the outside of outsiders' approval,
right?
That's where the
toxicity
comes from.
Yeah, that's where the problem comes in. The insecurities, the different things that you dealt with. That's where that shit comes from. And again, going back to I blame it on things that have been snatched from us. We were snatched from our mothers. We were snatched from our fathers. So we grow up with this mentality of the world is always after us, and whatever it is, we got to keep, and whatever it is.
Was also sucked too that also blame the white people from back in the day that did these things was atrocious. But we also have our ancestors over there in the motherland to blame also because they sold us.
Yeah.
And that's sad. That's sad part too.
Yeah.
It kind of made my heart ache when I found that because you've been taught that they just kidnapped us and brought us over here. But then when you find out the truth that they actually sold us,
it was a lot of.
It was like damn.
It was a lot of.
How you sell your brother like that?
It was a lot. It was a lot of different things and different reasons, but I felt like wrong is wrong.
Of course,
whether we put ourselves in it or whether it was dealt to us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Of course, if I sell you a dog, if I'm the one to sell you a dog and you choose to love that dog, nurture that dog, feed him, walk him, wash them, whatever, love a dog.
Right.
But if you take that dog, you beat him,
right,
and you do whatever, and you mistreat them, you don't feed them,
right,
whatever. That's on you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you can't put that. Yeah, I get what you mean.
So it sucks from both parties. Like
Absolutely.
both parties from that partaking in that shit. Fucking both.
Right.
Sorry.
But no. But again, even today.
And I'm talking about people back in the day. People.
Yeah,
I'm not no judging.
But that goes even to say today of how we treat each other.
Mm-hmm.
We treat it. What I'm saying is all this has to come from something. It comes from something.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it comes from our ancestor spirit that continues to live on through our people, or things that they've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes from, everything comes from something. Now that I'm older and I look at things from a different perspective, I understand the shit that happens on a daily basis comes from something and somewhere. So where does it come from? We have to get to a point where we have to understand, okay, instead of all this fighting, all of this chaos, all of this killing, where does the problem go? Yeah. Where does it start?
Where does it start? And how are we going, and what's the solution?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We see a lot of black on black crime, and it's sad because like we are our biggest killers.
Of course.
You know, that we kill each other on such a higher rate than everybody else.
That's the saddest part.
That's the sad, yeah. and we make the least amount of people in this country.
Right.
We like what 11% black people, but yet we kill each other the most.
Think about that. 11% of the entire United States is a speckle of black people, and we continue to kill ourselves.
Yeah.
Kill ourselves. Kill each other.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, spiritually, we just beat each other down as a culture.
Yeah.
And the shit is sad, and it's really scary.
And it's crazy how long is this gonna last? Like how long is it gonna continue?
Well, that's what the whole point is, to have us kill each other. They know we'll kill each other first before killing them. We'll kill each other first. That's why you can see on these shows like Power or Tommy, you know, the Italian. I don't know, are they Italian?
Serbians. Yeah.
They racist as all hell in that shit. But it's like they don't say stuff that's not fact, so they'll let them kill each other. You know, they kill each. You know, I heard him say in the one episode, and I'm like, this shit is true, man. That's what we do. We do to ourselves, man.
And it's a point that we got to take accountability.
Of course.
That's one thing. Reason why I got gangbangers in my family, right? So it's not saying that every gangbanger is I hate them, I dislike them, whatever. But I hate gangbanging with a passion,
right?
Because it serves no purpose in our community.
No, absolutely.
I can't think of the last time where gangbanging was a positive thing.
No,
it's nothing positive about gangbanging. No, it's nothing positive about.
It started off about it. It started off,
of course,
and Bloods, recreational. Yeah, recreational. We're for recreational community purposes. They protect the community. They protected, kids.
Yeah.
They protected moms.
Yeah.
They helped with resources, with helping with food and different city and government assistance. That's where it derived from.
Yeah.
However, and that, mind you, the foundation of this shit, the government knew how to make us kill each other. And what they did is they infiltrated gangs, they infiltrated drugs in our community. So when you got drugs coming in, you got money. Problem is we don't come from anything, we don't know of anything, so all we know is to fight for money. And all we do is come from a financial struggle.
Power.
So when you place drugs in the community, you create money, and it's a power thing at this point. Now people, what do they do for power? They kill for power. So therefore you're going to continue this cycle. You're going to continue this cycle. You're going to continue to kill the community, and
that's a sad thing,
right? But
got your own people killing each other,
but you understand
selling that shit.
But you understand where it comes from.
Yeah,
Bloods and Crips used to be positive.
Yeah.
But when the government put drugs in our community and guns, how did you tell me this? How did a little kid or a man in the neighborhood get an AR-15? That's a fucking army gun.
Yeah.
Automatic.
It shouldn't even be allowed to the public.
How is that? How is what do you need a rifle for living in a neighborhood? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you do this because you knew we would kill ourselves at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't kill ourselves at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we derive from.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
It sucks.
That's the sad part.
It's gonna come a time to where we gotta take accountability for just saying that, you know what, we got these things pushing on our community, but like now we need to put an end to this shit.
Right.
You know, I don't know how. Man, shit, it starts with the person. It starts with the people.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Maybe we need to click our heads together and figure out how we, you know, maybe we could be the fucking
right.
the leaders to end this shit. You know,
but you got these kids today that don't. That's again. They don't listen.
Hell no.
There's no. These little kids are different these
Especially
days.
these teenagers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're different.
Man.
These kids is different. We were scared into shit.
Yeah.
These kids ain't scared of shit no more.
No. You see all these robberies on TV?
Yeah. Them teenagers.
Yeah.
Walking up at Nike and
breaking
the
all
malls
these stores
and
all
just
this,
snatching shit and just
man.
those are teenagers.
And it's horrible.
It's sad.
But that just comes from the lack of parenting.
Lack of parenting,
you know,
and the lack of resources that we have to be able to be financially free as a community. We don't have the resources. Not everybody can go to college. Not even everybody can go to community college. You can't just say there's free this and there's free that and you can go to no. Sometimes they don't hire us. Sometimes we don't have the skills to be there. Sometimes we don't have the money to go get the skills. I read something the other day. I heard something. Jermaine O'Neal's an old basketball player. No, Iman Shumpert. He said most people in life will never get the opportunity to have enough money to figure out what it is that they even like to do.
Ooh. Damn.
They will never ever have enough money to go and figure it out what it is that they would like to do with their life.
Wow.
That's some sad shit.
Yeah, it is.
So now you're stuck doing what? Robbing, killing, robbing the whole damn department stores, walking out with 30 damn sweatpants. It's the community.
Yeah.
It's the community we were derived in. It's the community we were set up for failure in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm lighting this up.
Yeah.
Because we getting a little heavy.
Yeah.
But on the spot, you know what I'm saying? It's the shit we used to come to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
This is where the arguments,
the barbershop, the porch,
the family barbecue. This is what we used to, you know what I'm saying? We used to get into this shit. So,
yes, sir.
You know, as an actor over the years in film,
well, I never did film, so
okay.
I did commercials back when I was in my early 20s and shit.
Right. But but how you watch film, and how you studied it over the years, I know that. Do you believe that the agenda is emasculating? The main agenda for people to say is emasculating black men. Do you believe that it's emasculating for a black man to wear a dress for entertainment purposes?
I personally don't think that it's a like I would do it. I would never do it.
Okay.
I don't. It ain't for me. I wouldn't want to put on a dress because you know I'm just super masculine and
right.
I'll feel some type of way. Do I feel that that it's an agenda to emasculate black men and like for them to wear a dress and all that shit? I think it also comes with a choice. I think it's the choice of the black actor to do that shit, whether they do it or not. Because you think about it, okay, let's name all the black actors that wore a dress: Martin Lawrence, Big Mama's House,
Martin, Tyler,
yeah, Tyler on a whole nother level with that shit. He's his own boss and continues to do it.
Right.
So it's like, what's that about?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So Wesley Snipes wore a dress. We played a drag queen. Him and John Leguizamo. Tu Wong Fu.
I try to forget about that.
Yeah. When I first saw that movie, because that's another actor. I was gonna name 5, but Wesley Snipes is the last one.
Okay.
That is my guy.
Right.
When I first saw Blade, that at 10 years old, that changed how I view characters.
Okay.
Like, because of course Batman was my dude all that time in the 90s. When I saw Blade, I was like, man, Batman, who's that guy?
Right.
I mean, so yeah, when I saw when I saw Wesley is in the dress, I was like, what the
Right.
What is this about? You know what I mean? But Wesley, like I said, like Tyler, Martin, um, uh, Jamie Foxx, Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You have all these brothers that wear these dresses.
Right.
But also, you have other brothers that don't. You never seen Denzel in a dress. You never seen Don Cheadle in one. You never seen Terrence Howard in one.
Right.
And stop me if I'm wrong.
No.
You never seen Idris Elba in one.
No.
You never seen I was gonna say Eddie Murphy, but that's one that wore a dress too.
Right.
The Big Mouth, not Big Mouth House, the goddamn Nutty Professor. Shit.
Nutty Professor.
But
he was in character.
He was in character. Well, they all are.
Well, I mean, he was,
but he played a whole different. I feel you. And then
Martin Lawrence was playing.
Martin was undercover.
Undercover.
Yeah. FBI agent. You know, posing as the grandma.
Right.
So yeah. But you have the black actors that do it. You have the ones that made it without doing it.
Right.
So ultimately, I think that's a choice.
I think it is too.
Because you've also seen these white actors play like in dresses too.
That's what I was about to say. I think we're
Tu Wong Fu.
You
had Wesley and John Leguizamo, but you also had Patrick Swayze.
Yeah,
who's a white dude.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
One of my favorite Robin Williams movies.
Yeah, absolutely. But they don't call that emasculating. They call that good acting.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. We are our own downfall.
Exactly.
A lot of ways, black people do this shit to themselves. We are our own downfall. We say that. So you automatically putting this stereotype on it.
Yeah.
You're automatically putting it from up here where it was to down here at this point. Because of something you don't necessarily like or agree with.
Right.
And this is what I mean. This is what I say. This is why I say I don't have a problem with what the LGBTQ community does.
Of course, I don't like.
It's whatever you.
I love the people.
Right. It's whatever you like to do. But my choice is my choice.
Right.
Just because you would play a woman in a movie doesn't mean that you're gay or personally I don't believe that. We grew up off Martin playing Shanae. That's one of the funniest characters you'll ever find. You know what I'm saying? And he depicted it off of his sisters, quote unquote. I heard a different story, but he depicted it off of his sister. You know what I'm saying? Of Shanae, the character. Yeah, that's where he got the character from.
Wow.
Is depicting it off of his sisters.
Okay.
So it was a form of entertainment. But one thing I got a problem with is black people is we play these great roles and there's so much positivity in it, and we call it emasculating. When you get movies like Mrs. Doubtfire 30 years later that are still funny as hell. What I'm saying is we need to stop doing it to ourselves. We need to stop putting ourselves down and just letting ourselves live. And where we are is where we want to be.
To each his own.
To each his own. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do. You can teach your you know what I'm saying? You can teach. Those are teachable things you can teach your children. The children don't have to learn what it is. See, those movies that we were watching back in the day, they weren't really made for us to watch.
Right.
But we saw them. We saw them.
Yeah, because the parents made us watch it or took us to see it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it wasn't pushed. The agenda wasn't pushed like this is okay. Yeah. This is okay. It was a form of entertainment. It was a form of laughter.
Right.
It wasn't a form to push it. This is okay.
Force fed.
Yeah. This is what I want your 3 to 7-year-old to see. Yeah. It was a form of entertainment. We didn't know it was. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know it was like that.
Family Matters.
Right.
Remember Jill White? Who I met twice. Cool ass brother.
I met him once.
Cool.
Met him once. He's cool. Right? I met him when I was a little kid, but yeah.
Yeah. I met him twice within 2 weeks.
No shit.
When I was working, I met him when me and my mom went to Santa Monica and we was eating because Ashley had a birthday.
Okay.
And we was out to eat and I saw him holding his daughter. She's I think she's
an image of him.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He's holding his daughter in his hand. She was very, very little then.
Right.
And my mom was like, I think that's your boy. I was like, who? She's like, who do you watch all the time on TV? At that time, I was watching Family Matters all the time.
Yeah.
And she's like, Family Matters? Like,
no shit.
You talking about Jaleel? She's like, yeah, it's him right there.
No shit.
He was right there, and I remember he had his baby with him. Of course, he had his family, he had his mom.
Right.
And my mom I went because I wanted to meet him, but I didn't want to go up to him. My mom was like, she talked to his mom and was like, my son will meet your son.
No shit.
Right. And then that's when she went over to him and said, some people want to meet you. And he was like, who? I saw him turn around. And he came over to me and I was like, hey man, I'm a big fan. Well, I watch your show all the time, man. Like, thank you for being like first of all, a sick ass actor,
right,
but be like having a show that's positive,
right.
you know what I mean?
Something we grew up on.
Something we grew up on, and so now I met him then, and then I was working at No Kid Theater. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And I met him again because like I was an usher. And they had like a Yo Gabba Gabbas. Remember that show?
Yeah.
They had like a live performance. All these like people like Jack Black and Black Eyed Peas was there.
No shit.
Yeah, and he was there.
No shit.
And he saw me again, and I was like, "Hey man, I met you 2 weeks ago. Do you
No
know me
shit.
in Santa Monica?" He like, he said, "Yeah, I met you and your mom."
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, man. Like, he said, I'm gonna see you all over this town."
No shit. Shit. That's dope.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
Cool ass dude. But like going back to what we were talking about, like in the dress. He wore a dress because he played it, like you said, his cousin.
Right.
You know?
Murder Urkel.
Killed that role.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it was not, we didn't make a big deal of it back then.
Right.
Now most people are like, oh, man, you was dressed up in the dress, man.
Right.
You on that bullshit.
Right.
It's like,
right.
Man, like,
so, but that's the thing. We didn't know it was a form of entertainment. We didn't know that it was like that. And I don't think it was, and I don't think that was a targeted thing to get us to grow up and believe that being, homosexual or being gay is a form of something that you should know at that age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't pressed on us like that, or at least it just wasn't, to my belief, it just wasn't pressed up to us like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like keep in mind, as a kid, like I didn't know what homosexuality meant. I didn't know it was a thing until
high school, maybe
before that, like
middle school. We kind of started to hear people saying. Yeah, they could have been. The
first time I learned about homosexuality, or not learned about it, but saw some shit was in the movie Big Daddy. Remember, he had homies that kissed. That was the first time I saw two dudes kiss.
That's one of my favorite movies ever. This is probably one of the greatest movies that Adam Sandler has ever made.
What's your name? You're right on the wall. Mind your business.
God.
Yeah.
Mr. Hurt, last week was a fluke. That's my shit, man.
Right.
I quote that movie all the time.
Yeah.
I tell my kids, I drink the booze, you lose, punk. Remember that, punk? Like,
yeah.
I tell my kids all the time. Like,
you're mad at your daddy, not me. I forgive you.
Right. It's shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's shit like that we grew up on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that was the first time I ever saw two dudes kiss. I didn't know what the fuck that. I didn't know what the fuck that was.
Right.
I mean, where versus these kids nowadays, now it's just everywhere.
Oh, of course.
They gonna learn. They ain't
gonna learn it here. They gonna learn it from somewhere.
Yeah, you can, but it's the outside world.
Right.
You can shelter them all day.
Right.
When they get out there,
that's the scary part.
That's everything gonna hit them like.
That's the scary part.
Yeah.
That's the scary part, and it's even now that my 14-year-old, she has friends that are gay. I mean, it just
it's what it is.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, this is the world we live in today. You know what I'm saying? If I raise her how I want to raise her at home, and what my beliefs are, then that's just what it is. She goes out, she understands, she takes the things, and she goes outside this house and lives how she's raised. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge how other people raise their kids or things that happen to their kids to make them feel like they have to be, you know what I'm saying, a certain way at this age. If that's you and yours, doing yours. But you know what I'm saying?
But it's crazy how on the flip side, people will judge you because you raise your child to be a certain way.
Of course.
No, because if you don't agree, we live in a state in a society where if you don't agree with something,
of course,
you get dragged. Oh, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're racist, you're this and that. Like, unless it's something that's really like you use the slurs and you really discriminate against
right.
then you can say, oh,
you have a prejudice against it.
Yeah, then you get called out.
Right,
you got a right to get called out.
Right.
But if you just have a disagreement, have an opinion, and people want to say, oh no, you're wrong, you should be thinking like this, like that. To me, that's fascistic. Like that's telling me that I can't think how I want to think.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Well, I don't. I'm the same way when it comes to anything, race, all kind of shit. You'd probably call me prejudiced against my own race because I don't like some of the shit that niggas do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of shit that we do in our community that I hate as black people that we do that shit.
Of
course. That's the stereotype of us. That shit pisses me off because it's like, no, you know what I'm saying? And I guess you would say I'm a racist against black people because I have you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the case, then call everything out. You know what I'm saying?
Like Chris Rock had a stand up about that, black people versus niggas.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
There's a big difference.
Because he said who's more racist, white people or black people? Black people, because everything that black people don't like about about black people, we definitely don't like.
Right.
You know, there's a civil war between black people.
Right.
You got two sides. You got black people and there's niggas.
Right.
And niggas have got to go.
Right. There's and there's a difference between how things
look
are
at that
said.
shit later.
Yeah, there's so many things and how different things are said. Like black people.
Yeah.
Black people would be like, look at this white boy right here.
Mm.
But if the white man said, look at this black dude right here.
Oh my
God!
You flip.
It's some shit,
man. How dare you say that? It's like, wait, hold on, you said it too, nigga. Exactly. Like, what you doing? Like, you can't. It's hypocritical.
Right.
Yeah.
I was watching. Who was it? Was it Joe Coy? Was it Joe Coy? I want to say it was Joe Coy.
Funny dude.
Funny as hell. And he was like, he told this joke, and I don't want to get the joke wrong, but he said, I was with one of my buddies. And this is the difference between how black people and white people talk. When black people say something, it sounds cooler.
Yeah.
And and the way that they say it doesn't. It makes it sound like, they can't be racist or anything like that. And he said, so I'm, one of the black dudes was like, hey man, check out this motherfucking man. I was over there with this motherfucking white dude. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, we was at the spot chilling. He was like, yeah, this motherfucking white dude. He said, but got my white buddy, he's describing this black guy. So hey, I was hanging out with this fucking black guy, and it's like, you can't say that. It's a difference between of how this shit is said. Like, you can't say this fucking black guy. You know? This now is some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bitch, that's a good example.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can't, but it's the same thing. It's just said a different way.
Backwards.
Right. It's just said a different way.
Who said that? One of my favorite white comedians, man. What's my dude? Bill Burr. He said the same thing.
It probably was
Bill Burr.
It was Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Not Joe.
He said like black people say like this Asian motherfucker walked in.
Asian motherfucker.
He said, but white dudes say, this motherfucker Asian.
This motherfucker Asian. You can't say that.
You can't say that.
Yeah. Fucking Asian. You can't say that.
Yeah.
Fucking black. You can't say that kind of stuff.
He said, I'm just getting the fucking out the way.
Right. You can't.
I'm just getting.
You can't say that kind of shit. It's crazy, man. So, back then, I always say I love 90s shows because they had so much family value. Family Matters.
Yes.
Cosby's.
Yeah.
Smart Guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it. It had this family dynamic to it. And
you don't have that nowadays.
Right. And if it wasn't one of those shows where the family had the mom or the dad still there, it still was about the love. But the families that it did have about love, you had the Bill and the Claire, Cosby, you had Martin and Gina. You had Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
And all these
were couples.
Right. These are strong black couples, but they were fictional characters.
Right.
We know that they were fictional characters.
But we still learned a lot from them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you believe that's a lost art in TV now? Like, you don't see many sitcoms with, or at least me, don't see many sitcoms with families that are together, moms and dads showing the strong love and also showing black love.
Yeah.
Do you believe that's a lost art now in today's time with TV?
I do. I do think so, because maybe because I don't really watch a lot of TV shows nowadays.
Right.
So I'm not really caught up to speed with it.
Right.
But we have shows like my boy Anthony Anderson, cool brother, Blackish.
Right.
And that's really the only one I could think. But okay. Came out a year ago, but I just barely watched it last month. Remember the Best Man Final Chapters?
Yeah.
That was great.
Loved it.
That was great. They had the characters had the up and downs. It was sad how some of them was kind of split.
Right.
I mean, but you still had majority of them still had that foundation.
Right. That foundation.
You know what I mean? So, but so it's definitely a lost art, even though it's holding on by a thread. it's not as much.
Right.
I mean, as far as movies, what the strongest black couple I've seen in a film, um, Creed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's rare, at least for what I've seen.
Right. It
You
is
know?
rare. It is rare. We don't get the opportunity to really show that black love
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we sometimes look at these characters
Mm-hmm.
and we be like, "Yo, that's what I want." You know what I'm saying? Or
Mm-hmm.
like, I want that Bill and Claire love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or I want that Cliff and Claire love. I want that Martin and Gina love.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is definitely a lost art.
Well, as far as like what you want, I know being a black man married to a black woman,
Mm-hmm.
you have that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm happy you guys have that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I wish I would like I wish I'm like you said you wish too. Wish it was shown in TV more
Mm-hmm.
because it's I don't know where that art has left. Because like what was that show? My wife and kids.
My wife and kids.
That was a cool one too.
Mm-hmm.
That was a demonstration.
Right.
I don't.
Googlies. You had those. You
Yep.
had those.
The Bernie Mac show.
Bernie Mac. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's my favorite comedian.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least one of them in the top 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. I that needs to come back. You know, because love, what's your favorite movie, bro? Wait. I think I know. Matter of fact, I think you told me one time it was both you and Nisha's favorite movie. I'm gonna say Love and Basketball. Love Jones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
Love Jones. Say, baby, can I be? You know, I'm sorry on that shit.
Right. Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
That's my shit, man. That's our shit, man. We love that movie, and you know, it's funny when we got together, we didn't know each other really even liked that movie, but that's our favorite movie. That's our favorite movie individually and our favorite movie together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was dope.
My brother knew Lorenz Tate.
No shit.
Yeah, he was
really.
He was actually real he was real cool with Tyrese.
Really?
He was actually real good friends with Tyrese, but he stopped fucking with him because he said Tyrese was very arrogant.
Really?
So he had to fall back on him.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Calvin knew a lot of people, man. Like, especially because like Calvin was also a rapper.
Right. I know.
Back in the day, him and my cousin Papa, they had a rap group called Papa and Papa Dog.
Yeah.
And they was actually a week away from getting signed a $2 million contract apiece with Warner Brothers. And the album was gonna be produced by DJ Quick.
No shit.
Yeah, but he had that accident.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
No shit. It happened like that, huh?
Yep. So Calvin was recovering, and Popeye had to find another outlet. He found football.
Right.
You know, now he's passing down to his son. But yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's true. You think about that, you like, oh my lord, that's
your ass right there, boy. Yeah, man, that's a story.
$2 million a piece.
$2 million a piece.
DJ Quick, producer, Warner Brothers. Oh man, come on now,
man. My God.
A week away.
God,
a week, bro. Damn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, my brother.
But again,
yeah, man.
You know, God don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
God, you know, allows things to happen for a reason. For what reason we don't know.
I just wish I knew what it was.
Yeah, for what reason we don't know.
Yeah, man.
What reason we don't know.
Yeah.
Do you believe in love and marriage?
Yes, I believe in it. I believe in love and marriage. Do I think it's for me right now? No, because I'm just doing my thing, and I like being single. But
do you believe do you want to fall in love one day?
Of course.
Do you put an age on that?
No. If it comes, when it comes, it comes. You know, I've been so to myself by myself being single for so long, it really doesn't affect me. It's kind of like, well, it is what it is. You know.
Do you believe everybody is meant to be with somebody?
Yeah.
Do you believe God has put one man and one woman here for each of everybody?
I think He put multiple people for somebody because such a big world. Yeah. It all depends on which track you take in life. You know what I mean? You can fall in love with somebody out here in California, but if you move to Texas, you fall in love with somebody out there. So it all depends on which path you take in life. You're gonna eventually bump into somebody that you connect with, that you love, and who love you back. So I believe there's multiple people for somebody. You know, it just depends on that moment in time that they find each other. That's what I believe.
So you believe everybody has a soulmate? Have you met yours? You ever think?
I'm my soulmate.
Oh, shit. Oh shit.
It's about self-love, dog. At this point,
I can dig shit like that.
you know what I mean? You can't, if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else.
Right.
You know, once you love yourself first, then you can then you can be able to get that love out to somebody else. I just ain't found that person that you know that I feel like that's for me. Maybe because I'm not actively looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just kind of like hug up with girls, have sex with them, and and we have a good time. But, whatever. But
you know what? Have you ever been in love?
No,
No.
never been in love.
Honestly, you've never been in love with not one woman you ever been with.
No.
Or have you been with the woman long enough to love her?
No.
Okay.
No, man, nah. So, and I get these questions all the time, like especially from my I know my mom is ready for grandchildren. I'm pretty sure you probably heard her say that. Yeah. She was my mom wanted to be a grandmother so bad. I was like, Mom, I gotta find the right woman first.
Right.
So I also think that the reason why also on our black community is that the reason why a lot of their broken families is because a lot of people are having children before they even build a foundation first.
Right.
And I believe that in order for that, because a lot of black fathers in the household are absent.
Right.
I feel like in order to have a strong family with the kids, you have to first build something strong with that woman.
Right.
Get married first. Know that this person that you want to be with, then have the children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like the whole aspect of having kids before marriage.
Yeah.
Or having kids
out of a mistake.
Because you don't know if you're going to be with this person for the rest of your life.
Hell yeah.
And then all you're going to do is bring in toxicity and then bring in childhood traumas. And then this cycle is just going to continue to repeat over and over and over.
That's why I always wear a condom.
Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You're supposed to. But
every single time, man. It's about being safe and sorry out here, man. Because it ain't just babies you can have. You can get all
anything.
Of shit
Yeah, man. These STDs are running rampant.
Shit out here, man.
You know what I mean?
So I mean.
But I'll get there, bro. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I believe you.
I'm gonna call you one day and be like, "Hey, Keith, man, this girl, man, hey, man."
Right, right. I think, but I think like even the days that we was running around in and stuff like that, like you told me one time, you was like, "I knew you'd be the first one to get married."
I did say that.
You did. I remember you said
but you always been a lover boy though.
Yeah.
You've always been that fuck that multiple girl shit.
I tried. It was too much work, man. You remember that shit, dude? You remember that shit I went through, bro? Like. I tried.
Yeah.
The shit didn't work, man. The shit didn't work. I cared too damn much.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right,
I cared too much and I didn't care enough.
Yeah.
So the shit that I went through was some real bad toxic shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
You were a witness.
Man.
You were one of the ones that was like, dude, I can't rock with you if you were gonna be in this situation.
That fight in the car, man.
Yeah, oh my God, bro.
He was punching the back seat.
Oh
like,
hey,
what you doing?
Bro, that shit killed me. I was so frustrated.
I'm sorry, Devin. I'm just so mad. But this is my car though.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. I know he in the front seat, but don't be kicking my shit.
I remember that. It was like Halloween or something, right?
Yeah,
some shit.
2014.
My gosh, bro. Yeah, that was the last straw. I was one of the last straws.
Yeah, you about to get into it, Howard?
Yeah,
Howard was like, don't be talking to her like that. You was like, Howard,
it ain't got shit to do with this, bro. Like, but you get this smoke because I really don't want to give it to you. But,
right.
But
still cool with Howard though. That's my guy too.
Yeah,
How
Weezy. Yeah, man. That's the boy right there. But I do remember that night, man. That shit was crazy, man. Oh my gosh.
We dressed up as speaking of New Jack. You talk about New Jack Swing. But we dressed up as G Money and
he was Nino Brown.
Bro. Yeah. I have that picture, and I swear to God,
Wesley commented on your shit.
Yes.
Wesley commented on your shit. Yeah. That shit was dope as fuck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
Because I put it on there, and I tagged him. I was like, "Hey, Wesley, check me out." And he tagged me. He gave me the.
That shit was dope. Yeah, you killed that shit, man.
Yeah, man. It was it's so cool getting that kind of nod from a hero of mine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. Like you said, Wes is one of your heroes.
Man,
for damn sure.
My dad, I probably seen more Wesley Snipes movies in the '90s than my dad took me to.
No shit.
Any other actor.
Right.
My dad was a big fan at the time.
Right.
So of course he gonna trickle down to me.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So.
Of course.
Yeah, bro.
Do you think you given the things that you've been through in your life, all the death that you have seen, all the different things that you have been through, childhood, adulthood, teenage, do you think do you think, number one,
Yeah.
that single people, can have a detachment to love off of things that they've seen and been through, and if is that something that you deal with currently or not at all? Like,
I don't deal with a detachment from love based on something about it, something I've been through. But I do believe that is possible for other people.
Yeah,
I do believe that. As far as like me losing people in my life, I feel like if anything, I have a big attachment to love.
right.
Maybe not
hold on and see it.
Oh yeah, man. Like because I hate losing connections. I hate people dying. I hate just, like because I'm such a fierce lover of people that I care about, man. You know what I mean? So it's I don't want to make it seem like as if it's possessive.
Right.
But I don't like loss because I lost so many people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think a lot of people can go through a detachment of love because I think it starts at home. You have people who miss who
don't get love from their
fathers.
families.
Yeah, who don't get love from their fathers.
Yeah.
Don't get love from their mothers, and they grow up with these complexes.
Yeah.
And they grow up with these different things that they have to deal with,
Right.
and be like, yo, so they go out searching for dad. They go out searching for mom.
Right.
They go out searching for that shit that they was, you know what I'm saying, that they were missing. So I think it's I think that love can have a detachment, and it's something that can really, like, love to me is something that can hurt you and something that can make you feel the most
on top of the world. Yeah.
It can go back and forth. Like I said, everything has a flip side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everything always has a flip side. So we got to wrap this up, man.
Yes, sir.
So 50 years in celebration of hip hop. We just had the 50-year anniversary of hip hop. And we're celebrating a culture that created us. Again, we talked in this. I love this conversation that we had because we got to talk about our childhood heroes and Busta. All those people that we grew up, Ludacris. That we end up growing up watching.
What's It Gonna Be will forever be my favorite music video.
That's
one
of the greatest music videos ever.
The hip hop music video. That's my favorite, hands down.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that song when I was 11 years old. But yeah, you continue, bro. My bad.
No, you good. Where do you think hip hop is right now? I mean, you got my take on it, but where do you think it is? Where do you think it is, and where do you think it's going currently?
Well, I agree with you. Like it's at a standstill, it's at a plateau. It's nothing like it used to be.
No.
And that's the sucky part. Do I have hope for it in the future? Yes. If a lot of these people that are if they don't continue consuming these whack ass music. I mean, it's the reason why people who are whack are able to do what they do is because they got followers.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And as long as that's going to continue to be a thing, then we're going to forever be at this plateau. But I do have a feeling that there's another golden edge of hip hop will come back. I do for that.
I think we'll have.
It has to. It should.
It has to. It should.
It
should. I think where it is right now is, again, at the standstill. I think it's at this stage where it's trying to figure out where it is. It's kind of in like a child space where they're in between adolescent and teenager. Really don't know how to act at this point. You don't know if you're supposed to be grown or you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying?
It's immature.
Right.
Ain't matured yet.
It's in this gray area right now where it's kind of missing. And you have the hand counter rappers who are trying to keep me, but just I want to get to a point where you don't know who your favorite is anymore. You couldn't call honestly who your favorite was. You have to pick the best music you like at that point.
Yeah.
But as far as skill wise, back then you didn't know who your favorite was
because
it was too many.
It was too many. I was so good.
It was too many.
You know what I mean?
It was too many.
Now let me ask you this because I know we're running over time, but is New Jack Swing your favorite genre, and do you wish it came back?
New Jack Swing.
Can it come back, or is it dated?
New Jack Swing is the greatest era of music
Yeah.
of all time.
What Teddy
Period.
Riley did with that genre, boy, that creation.
Period.
Woo.
New Jack Swing is the greatest genre of music.
So that's your favorite. Hip hop. Like it's over the hip hop. It's over hip hop.
Because it's a mixture between
of
R&B and hip hop.
Yeah.
So you have the Bobby Browns, the Keith Sweats,
And the funk. Yeah.
You had those guys who were able to mix, and they gave birth to the Drakes, the T-Pains. They gave birth to all of these people that you hear now who sing and rap at the same time. So that's why I say that's because you mix R&B. I mean, you're able to do both. It's just it takes it to a whole. You know what I'm saying? It takes it to a whole other level.
Yes, sir.
Do I think New Jack Swing can be brought back? It is back. It is now. It's just in a different form.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? New Jack Swing is
not
still
the same form.
It's not. It's just not called New Jack Swing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not called. It's called T-Pains and the Drakes and other artists.
If you can give it a new name for it, what would it be called?
Well, they call it trap soul.
Trap soul.
It's trap soul. They sing and rap at the same time. So
trap
it's like soul, but they rap. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It has a genre. It's trap soul.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's called trap soul. It's not really called New Jack Swing anymore. They couldn't call it that no more. But Teddy is shout out to Teddy Riley. Teddy is the GOAT of that era, and he's one of the GOATs of music producing of all time. Absolutely. So
keep no more questions.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Well, if you can not just hip hop, everything. Who's your if you can't give a top one, give a top three at least. Who's your top three favorite music artists ever?
Music artists ever?
It ain't got to be just hip hop. It could be rock and roll, because I love rock and roll. That's my favorite genre.
Right.
But it can be a soul artist. It could be R&B. It could be whatever. So it could be classical. I don't give a damn.
I'll give you like of genres. Of genres. Of genres. So R&B wise, the greatest singer to me of all time, R&B wise, is Whitney Houston. Ever.
Is she more R&B or she pop?
I wouldn't call her. I don't know. I don't really know what to categorize her as. She could be pop, just like Michael Jackson's pop.
Right. But he also did R&B.
But he also did R&B. So it's kind of a mixture.
That Butterflies was an R&B song.
Yeah. That was a great album.
The Invisible album.
Yeah, Invisible was cold.
My grandma, rest in peace, she bought me that album for Christmas that year.
Really?
Yeah,
I
2001.
love that album.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Album. So okay, Whitney Houston.
So you have Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Rap wise is gonna be Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. Yep.
I get a lot of flack for this.
Do you like rock music? You don't really care for it.
Okay. I like rock music.
Yeah.
It has to be certain artists.
Yeah.
I like the rock music.
Yeah.
Where they were rapping. So it was like a mix. So you had like
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park.
Yeah. So like a lot of new metal, Kid Rock. Yeah.
Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
It was like the rap rock. You know what I'm saying? Type of ish. And then,
or remember when Linkin Park did that collaboration album with Jay-Z? Remember that?
Yeah, that was a great album.
The Collision Course.
Yes,
that was sick.
I love that album, bro. So that's the kind of rock that I liked.
Gotcha.
So I would say that, and then if I had to go R&B, I don't know.
Oh yeah, because I say okay. So we talked about Whitney Houston, but you said Whitney Houston can be R&B and pop. You think more pop. So R&B.
But Michael could be R&B and pop too.
Yeah.
But Prince can be R&B and pop too. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who do I believe is the greatest? Let's say it like this: the greatest composer of all time.
Yeah.
Who can do everything? Prince.
Prince is for me. Yeah.
Of all time.
Prince.
You're talking about somebody who wrote the music.
Yeah. Played
the instrument.
Yes.
Who sang the song?
Yes.
Who performed it?
Yep.
Who wrote the lyrics, the background lyrics?
Yep.
Who literally wrote the music? No, we're not just talking about writing lyrics.
Yeah.
We're not talking about writing lyrics. We're talking about writing music notes,
dude,
for other artists to play.
The time.
Do you know?
Wait.
Do you know how hard it is to come up with a song just as an artist?
Let alone for other people.
Let alone to compose an entire symphony. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So that's why I say Prince is the greatest composer of all time that people don't give the composer credit to like that. You know what I'm saying?
And nothing was sampled.
No,
all that shit was original music.
Everything was, that's what I'm saying. He played every instrument. There was nothing sampled. He sampled.
Yeah.
There was nothing sampled about him.
They said that he got so many songs in the vault, bro. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh, you'll never hear
them. Sucks.
You'll never hear them. You'll never hear them.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not too well versed in music. Movies is my thing.
Right.
But I think he had 43 albums, bro. I'm not sure who got the top. I'm not sure who has the most. Right. 43 albums is a lot.
Right. That's a whole lot.
That's come on now.
Right. I got the Prince album back there.
There you go. The Purple Rain joint right there. Purple Rain. Yeah. Hey man.
That's that's ironic. We you know what I'm saying? We talk about Prince like that. You dig what I'm saying?
You said you was gonna get the shirt today, right?
Yeah, I was gonna get the shirt. I was just about to buy that. So,
yeah, we were matching. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
that's dope. So I'm gonna end it on this, bro.
Yeah.
You got one concert. I'm gonna give you a scenario.
Yeah.
All right. You got one concert. I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. You got one concert. Okay. You only got 3 acts to put on. Dead or alive. Who's performing?
Lenny Kravitz is opening. I love Lenny Kravitz because you already know that. Lenny is my dude. I've seen him perform twice.
Yeah, I remember that.
Lenny's opening. Damn, man. I don't know who I want to put in the middle because I want to say either Michael Jackson in the middle or Prince at the end. Right. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know because that's hard.
It's tough. It's tough.
I want to say Michael Jackson in the middle only because I'm a fan of musicianship.
Right.
I'm a fan of guitars. I'm a fan of drums. I'm a fan of just instruments. Period. I don't. You stunned me. You stunned me.
I'm out with this shit.
Oh, Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. Yeah, the headache, nigga. I'm stressed over there. Man, I don't know, man. Like that, shit. Do I want to stick with that? No, I don't know. Okay, all right. For now, I might call you tomorrow and be like, hey, I'm gonna switch it up. No, but right now, I'm gonna stick to that. Lenny Kravitz is opening. Michael Jackson is in the middle. But then again, no. I'm trying to think about who got the most fans.
Right.
So I would say Prince in the middle of Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson gonna close it down.
He gonna close it down.
Michael Jackson get on stage.
Because Michael Jackson had people fainting,
passing out.
Yeah.
Passing out.
Need stretchers.
Getting passed from the damn back of the crowd to the front. I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life. And mind you, he didn't even say anything yet. This nigga's just standing there. Yeah, just fucking standing there. He didn't even say
for
shit.
2 minutes.
Didn't say shit. Didn't say shit.
Yeah.
You got to be the coach, man.
So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go, just because that alone.
I could dig that.
I'm gonna go with that.
I could dig that. I could dig that, man. Well, man, I appreciate you for coming through, man, and blessing me one time for this conversation, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
As always, you are always welcome back at the spot, man. You already know.
Yes, sir.
You already know, man. We'll definitely get you back on, man.
Yeah,
but
man.
I gotta end it here, man. And to all my viewers out there, I appreciate you guys for welcoming my guest, Devin Black.
Thank you for listening.
This is your host again, Keith. Thank you for joining me once again at the spot. And always, peace to you and yours. Shalom.